Good afternoon, baseball fans. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming coming to you from the Polo Grounds for yet another game in our 1921 payoff pitch New York Yankees replay as the endless series with the Washington Senators continues. And in today's game, the Yankees look for their fourth in a row against the Senators. And just real quickly, let's go over stats. 10 games into the season. So the lineup for the Yankees has been pretty much the same in every game, but I'll just go through by position. Starting catcher, Wally Shang's hitting .225. Other stats of note: 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. First baseman Wally Pipp is on fire. He's hitting .368 with a .467 on base percentage and 3 home runs, which ties for the team lead. Aaron Ward, starting second baseman, actually third baseman at this point, is hitting .306, and he's got 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 doubles. Roger Peckinpah, also off to a great start, hitting .333 and has 6 doubles as well as 12 runs scored, which leads the team. Second in hits with 13. Left fielder Babe Ruth is hitting .324, so he's come on quite a bit the last few games. Also has 3 home runs and 13 RBIs, 10 runs scored, and 11 walks to lead the team. Chick Fuster, who is starting at second base currently, is hitting .326 and tied for the team lead with 14 hits. Also has scored 10 runs. Bob Musial is probably the biggest disappointment early in this replay. He's hitting .195 and leads the team with 9 strikeouts. Does have 3 doubles to show for it. Only walked 1 time. And finally, center fielder Ping Bodie, also off to a very slow start, hitting .171. And he has 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 6 RBIs. So those are the current up-to-date stats for the Yankees through 10 games. And Matt, Steeler fan, welcome. We'll have a 7th inning fun fact today that does not involve anyone getting murdered or hit by a milk wagon. So you will hopefully like that. It'll be a little bit about Bob Shockey and the first game played at Yankee Stadium. So here we go. We are getting ready to get underway. The lineups for the Senators: Joe Judge at first, Clyde Milan in right, Sam Rice in center, Duffy Lewis in left, Bucky Harris at second, Howie Shanks at third, Frank O'Rourke at short, and Jim Shaw, who was abysmal in 1921, only got to start 4 games, had a .736 ERA. So the Yankees are licking their chops, and that lineup includes Chick Fuster, Roger Peckinpah at second and short respectively, Babe Ruth in left, Wally Pipp at first, Bob Musial in right, Ping Bodie in center, Aaron Ward at third, Wally Shang behind the dish, and Bob Shockey, as mentioned, on the mound. So we're ready to get going. What's up, Robert? Welcome to the ballpark. And yes, you get to play another game in your series. So Shockey, ready to face Joe Judge. Play ball. We are underway, and it's going to start out tough to Judge, and that's going to be a ground ball down to third base. Candy hop for Aaron Ward, and 1 down. Bring up the right fielder Clyde Milan, and Milan, the speedy outfielder for the Senators, he's going to fly into left field. Babe Ruth takes a few steps back, pulls that in, 2 down to start the game. And our third place hitter, Sam Rice, again, an integral part of the Senators 24 and 25 World Series teams. And it's going to be tough to Rice, and Sam Rice, hard to strike out. He drives that into center field on a line, and that's going to be right at Bodie, who makes the grab with 1 hand. A little risky in those days as we head to the bottom of the first inning with no score. And Giants and Rockies on Robert's channel tonight, RJL 518. Check that out. Give it a sub. The 1994 restart he's got going. So Jim Shaw set to face Chick Fuster, and it's going to be an in-play result. Fuster starts the game out for the Yankees with a fly ball into right field. And Fuster set down. Roger Peckinpah, off to a very hot start in this replay, steps in play result for Peckinpah. It's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. And easy play behind the bag down there for Frank O'Rourke. 2 down for the Yanks. That brings up the Bambino. And Ruth, again with 3 home runs. He started to come alive lately in this replay. 7, that's going to be an impatient result. And for Ruth, that is pretty much an automatic base on balls, his 12th of the season in 11 games. So already Ruth inspiring fear in the hearts of opposing pitchers. The red-hot Wally Pipp steps in, an in-play result for Pipp. That's going to be a ground ball down to third base. And Howie Shanks ranges to his left, fires across the diamond, and the Yankees are set down. So Shaw, off to a start belying his horrendous ERA, has set the Yankees down as we go to the top of the second, no score. And a few questions would be taken. All right, yeah, no problem, buddy. I know I've got your number somewhere, but just send it to the Glory Days email just to be safe. And because I'm lazy and it's easier to looking for it. Hell, I'll be honest, I'm just lazy. Here we go. But Duffy Lewis starting the second inning for the Senators. And 6, that's going to be tough for Shockey, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Duffy Lewis, looking for that short porch in left field at the Polo Grounds, goes down on strikes. Bucky Harris, the batter. 11, our first defensive check of the ball game. This should be safe. That's a range check on the second baseman. And at second base for the Yankees with a range of F. Maybe not safe. 48, though, easily getting to that is Fuster. So 2 down as Shockey is set down 5 in a row to start the game. Howie Shanks, the batter, and tough to Shanks, 59, and that's going to be a ground ball down to third for Aaron Ward. So 6 up, 6 down for the Sens as we head to the bottom of the second. No score in this one. And it will be Musial, Bodie, and Aaron Ward for the Yanks. Here we go. And ballpark result, an 85 against a right-hander, and that's going to be in play. So an unfortunate series there for Musial, who ends up driving that into center field. And going back a few steps, easily, though, to pull it in is the center fielder for the Senators, Sam Rice. And Ping Bodie also hitting under 200. Patient result to Bodie. And 60, that's going to be a ground ball down to second base. So 4-3 on the put out there. Harris to Judge, and 2 down for Aaron Ward. As the Yankees look to get to Jim Shaw here, and Ward's going to draw a free pass. So no hits, but a couple of walks issued by Shaw. That brings up Wally Shang with 2 outs. And pitcher spot on deck. Here comes a pitch. And patient result to Shang. Shang draws a walk as well. So 2 on, 2 outs, and Shockey. Yankees pitching has hit pretty well in this replay thus far. See if Shockey can help himself. Here comes a pitch, and it's going to be patient to Shockey. No such luck. That's a fly ball into shallow center field. Sam Rice makes a nice running catch out there as the Yankees go down to the second. No hits, no runs, no errors. They leave 2. We head to the top of the third. No score in this one. Senators and Yankees. From the Polo Grounds, April 27th, 1921, Frank O'Rourke steps in against Shockey. Wheelhouse for O'Rourke, and big cut at that, and that's going to be a fly ball into deep right field, going back near the track, and Musial pulls it in. Frank O'Rourke gave that a ride, but plenty of room out there to make the play. Did not hit it to the shortest part of the yard. Patsy Garrity steps up, and going to be a tough result to Garrity. Swing and a miss at the curveball. Garrity over the top of that, 2 down. Shockey, 8 in a row now as the pitcher spot comes up. Jim Shaw. And Shaw actually is a pretty decent hitting pitcher. So Shockey's going to be careful with him. And it's going to be an in-play result. And as advertised, Shaw drives that right back up the middle as the Senators have their first hit of the day. 2-out single here in the top of the third. Back to the top of the lineup for Joe Judge. And, hey, what's up, Golden Eagle? That would be Bob Musial. Actually, it's Musial, not Musial. But they say, yeah, they're very close in pronunciation, though. Yeah, Bob Musial, whose brother Irish played for the Yankees, and they met in the World Series this year. So here we go. Top of the order, Joe Judge. And 6 is going to be a tough result. 0-3, swing and a miss. Judge, second strikeout of the inning. So Shaw apparently is going to have to do it himself as the Senators go down. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. Bottom of the third, no scored. It's going to be top of the order for the Yanks. Fuster, Peckinpah, and Ruth. And we're going to get an impatient result. So Fuster draws a base on balls to lead off the third. That is the fourth free pass surrendered by Jim Shaw. And at some point, that is going to come back to bite him, you have to think. A ballpark result, and 94. He's been lucky there. That's only going to be an in-play result. So Peckinpah, 65, and it's going to be a fly ball into shallow right field. Can of corn out there for Clyde Milan. So Ruth, let's see if Ruth can make Shaw pay for the wildness here. One runner on, one out. Here comes a pitch. In play to Ruth, and the Babe comes up short. Ground ball down to shortstop. Figuratively, literally, it's going to get the runner to second, though. 6-3 on the putout. Ruth is retired. So 2 down for Wally Pipp, who's been the hottest Yankee early in the season thus far. And in play result to Pipp. He comes through again. That's driven into the gap, and that's going to get down and split the outfielders. Coming in to score is Fuster. A double for Wally Pipp, and the Yankees jump on top 1-0. As Bob Musial will now have a chance to drive home Pipp. And again, Musial hitting under 200. In play result to Bob, and he comes through big time here. A single into left field, and Pipp's a 7. He's going to come around to score with 2 outs. Yankees now up 2-0 as Aaron Ward will be, or Bodie, sorry, will be the batter. Bodie, the former Philadelphia Athletic under Connie Mack. He's going to get a patient result, and the 5th free pass of the game for Shaw. And we're starting to see now how Shaw had the 7.36 ERA in 1921. 2 down, Aaron Ward, the Yankees' 3rd sacker, digs in. Ballpark, and this is going to be a wheelhouse result. Ward takes a big hack at the fastball, and that's going to be a drive deep into center field on the run. Going back, Rice. Nice over-the-shoulder catch to end the inning. But the Yankees get into the hit column and plate 2 on the strength of 2 hits, 2 walks. They leave 2 as we head to the top of the 4th. New York 2, Washington 0. And set to lead it off for the Senators will be Clyde Milan. Shockey gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and patient result to Milan. Just misses hitting him. Instead, that's going to be a harmless fly ball into center field. And Bodie has to run in a few steps, makes a nice underhanded catch. 1 down for Sam Rice. And Rice flew out to center field his first time up. Going to be a tough result. And Sam Rice, that's going to be a ground ball down to short. And nice play by Peckinpah on the hole. Plants his feet, fires, and 2 down for Duffy Lewis. So Shockey continues to throw masterfully out on the mound. And ballpark result. And that is going to be wheelhouse. Thankfully, Lewis has no power. Takes a big cut anyway, and that's actually going to be driven over the center fielder's head. Just as I say that, Duffy Lewis around second base, coming into third. Here comes the throw, the slide, head first. He is safe with a 2-out triple. As the Senators threaten to get on the scoreboard, Bucky Harris will have to come through. And Bucky Harris fouls one into the stands. Reset, wheelhouse, Harris, big swing, and that's going to be a drive down the third base line, backhanded by Ward, fired across the diamond to Pipp in time to nip the runner, and the Senators strand the 2-out triple as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0, New York in the lead. It's going to be Wally Shang, Bob Shockey, and back to the top of the order, Chick Fuster. So the wheelhouse section, the cards, basically, the wheelhouse section is really the power section, Golden Eagle. So that's where you'll get your home runs in all cases. And the only exception to that in any of the sets that Joe has released is Babe Ruth's card. And actually this set, Babe Ruth had such a high home run percentage in 1921. He actually also has home runs in the patient column. But no, for wheelhouse, you'll get your home runs, you'll get some doubles, triples, and a few singles. The patient column is where all of your walks and hit by pitches will come from. Also some hits in there. And then your tough column, that's where the strikeouts are going to come from. And again, also some hit possibilities in there depending on the batter. And then in play section will be no rolls in there except for singles, doubles, and triples. And then anything, of course, outside the range goes to the out chart here. So it's a quick breakdown of the cards. And Al, Red Sox fan, announcer extraordinaire, has joined us at the ballpark. Welcome, my friend. And check out his amazing channel. I had a great time with our Boxing Talk Sunday, Al. Hope we can. I'd actually like to do that at least once a month if you're up to it, buddy. Had a lot of fun and so much to cover in boxing, too. So let's get back to the game, though. Wally Shang leads it off against Shaw. Here we go. And patient result. What else? That's going to be walk number 6 for Mr. Shaw. And that's going to get some rumblings down in the Senators' bullpen. And none other than the big train, Walter Johnson, is up and limbering up in the bullpen as Bob Shockey steps up. And Shockey, he's going to go ahead and slap a bunt down. 6, and that is going to go to the first baseman. Shockey is a B. And on the sacrifice bunt, that will be a hit. So 3-4 on the putout. Going down to second base is Shang. And that gets the Yankees back to the top of the order. And Chick Fuster. Fuster is 0 for 1, walking a flyout. 5, that's going to be a ballpark result. Fuster, a little wheelhouse action. Not a very good power hitter, though. And 86, that's going to be a ground ball down to short. And holding at second base is Shang, so that'll be 2 down. And that brings up Roger Peckinpah. And Pex is 0 for 2 today. Ground out and a fly out. Here comes a pitch. And in play result, Peckinpah gets a hold of that, rips it down the left field line. Coming in to score third run of the day for the Yankees is Shang. And a stand-up 2-out double for Peckinpah. Makes it 3-0. And that brings up the Bambino with another RBI opportunity. Yeah, awesome, buddy. We'll definitely get something standing for that. Especially with as much boxing's coming up, too. This weekend was glorious for fight fans. I think there was three or four different cards on various networks and pay-per-view. So Jim Shaw, wheelhouse to Ruth, and no doubt about it. Nobody even turned around. 0-9 Ruth. Put that over the roof in right field. A 2-out, 2-run homer. Ruth's 4th of the season. And the Yankees now lead at 5-0 as Johnson begins to warm up a little bit more feverishly. And he will be joining the game here no later than the next inning, I would assume, as Wally Pipp steps up and looking to get out of this ballpark. 65 and 65. That's going to be another wheelhouse result for Pipp. Pipp's got great wheelhouse numbers, and that's going to be a single. So over the first baseman's head, Wally Pipp, and the Yankees keep it going. Washington would like to get out of this inning and get Shaw out of the game. It's going to be a patient result, 76, and finally a fly ball into shallow center field. But the Yankees explode for 3 more. The big blast, Babe Ruth's towering, absolutely towering blast over the right field roof here at the Polo Grounds, and the Yankees through 4 lead at 5-0. And the Senators, with a hole to dig themselves out of, it's going to be Howie Shanks, Frank O'Rourke, Patsy Garrity, and they're hoping they can get to the pitcher spot so they can get a pinch hitter in it and get Shaw out of this game. 5, that'll be an in-play result, and Shanks is not going to help that out as he flies out to shallow center field, 1 down. And here comes a pitch as Duke is coughing in the background. That's going to be in play, and a fly ball into left field, ranging over near the line to pull that in is Ruth. So O'Rourke retired, and Garrity looking to get on. That's not going to get it done as Garrity back-to-back flies to Ruth. Ruth does not like running. There's a few choice words for Garrity as he makes the catch, and side is retired in order. So the Senators are going to save Johnson and send Shaw out to as a sacrificial lamb for one more inning. And it's going to be Bodie, Ward, and Shang will be the batters he faces. And he starts it off as he's done walk number 7 in this game. So we're definitely seeing why Shaw was quickly removed from the Senators' rotation back then. Defensive check on 34 on 10. 34 is not going to be a good result. Range check on the left fielder, and with a range of F, 34, and not getting to that is the left fielder Duffy Lewis, and Lewis normally a very good defensive outfielder. So that's going to be a single, and runner advanced 2 bases. So going over to third base is Bodie. And Shaw looking to the dugout, pleading as if someone come get him out of this game. Yeah, Duke has allergies or something. I don't know. He's always doing that. Here we go. My dogs are getting old, Al. 4, that's going to be a patient result. 54 and Shang. Bases are loaded. So walk number 8, and still no action from the Senators' dugout. They're almost conceding. Shaw must have done something to piss off the manager. Shockey's going to hit away the Yankees pitcher, and another patient result. And that time, though, Shockey's going to get a hold of that and drive that into the outfield. It's going to be a hard grounder into left field. Runner on first advances 1, runner on second. A chance to score, and they're going to hold him up. So bases remain loaded. Shockey with the RBI single, and that is going to be it for Jim Shaw. So unfortunately, that also takes a pinch hitter out of play for the Senators, as Johnson's going to not going to come in and pitch a third of an inning and then be pulled for a pinch hitter. So he will hit for himself when we get back to the Senators. All right, so for Shaw, does not even record an out here in the 5th. He goes 4 innings. Gives up 7 hits at this point, 6 runs actually, sorry. He has walked 8. Let me just double check. Yep. Has walked 8 and recorded absolutely 0 strikeouts, and gave up the mammoth home run to Ruth. And he does not leave Walter Johnson in an enviable situation. Bases loaded, nobody out, facing Fuster, Peckinpah, and then the Bambino. So Johnson gets a sign, and luckily he's got Tufts at 7. Kicks, delivers, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Fuster. First strikeout of the game for Senators pitching, as Johnson just blew the high fastball by him. Brings up Roger Peckinpah. Base is still loaded. And that's going to be a patient result, and Johnson is going to walk in a run. So Walter Johnson picking up where Shaw left off. Sacks are still going to be loaded, and the Bambino steps up to the thunderous roar of the crowd, and Babe Ruth takes his time. Rubs some dirt in his hand, steps in. Here comes a pitch. Tough result, and Walter Johnson comes right at him. Swing and a miss. Ruth, a mighty, mighty blow. Comes up with nothing but air, and that's going to be 2 outs for Wally Pipp. As Ruth heads back to the dugout, chagrined. Left ducks on the pond, and 6 is going to be a patient result. And Wally Pipp draws yet another base on balls from Senators pitching. Walter Johnson, usually not very wild. That's going to force in Shang. And the Yankees continue to pile it on. That is now 3 runs in this inning. It is 8-0. And 9th batter to hit in this inning is Musial. And that's going to be a patient result to Musial, 44. And Johnson's going to give up a base hit. Musial, it's an opposite field line drive, and actually with 2 outs, we go to the run rating. So at second base with an 8, Peckinpah is going to come in to score easily. Pip goes to third, and Musial, a 2 RBI, 2-out single, and the Yankees have extended their lead to 10-0, and they are just hammering Senators pitching in this series. Ping Bodie will try and keep it going, and even Walter Johnson can't get out of this. 36-0, and Johnson strikes out the side, but gives up a couple of walks and an inopportune hit. So finally, the sides are tired. The Yankees again come up with 5 runs. On only 3 hits and 4 walks. Wow. So we're through 5. New York 10, Washington 0, and mercy rule would have been called if that was in effect. Unfortunately, the Senators are going to have to gut out 4 more innings. They are just taking a pasting in this series. And in real life, this is a 5-game set, game 4 of a 5-game set. They actually took the first 4 games, including this one, 5-3, before finally losing the finale. Not happening here, though. Shockey, that's going to be a patient result to Walter Johnson. And Walter Johnson, he's going to drive a single back up the middle. So the big train, who is a solid hitting pitcher, I believe he had a career batting average of 272, if I'm not mistaken. But he's got a leadoff hit here in the 6th inning. But the Senators going to need a lot more than that. That is their 3rd hit of the day. Stepping up now is Joe Judge, and Judge is going to get an in-play result. And 51, that's going to be a ground ball down to third base and double play check. That's going to get Johnson to second, as Ward has to charge that. Only plays to first. So Johnson advances, 1 down. Runner in scoring position for Clyde Milan. Milan today is 0 for 2, 2 flyouts. Bob Shockey kicks, delivers, 59, and that's going to be tough, and 59 tough. Milan hard to strike out. That is going to be a ground ball down to short as well. And that's going to be runner holds at second base, 6-3 on the putout. So nice play by Peckinpah, 2 down. And Sam Rice will try and get Walter Johnson home, get Senators on the board. Patient result to Rice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to second base. And easy play there for Fuster. So after the leadoff single, Shockey sets him down 1-2-3. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Our score, New York 10, Senators 0 in a blowout, which would have emptied the park were it not at home, as these hungry and rabid Yankee fans want to see more. Walter Johnson, patient, and Johnson. That's his 3rd walk of the game to go with 3 strikeouts. So Senators pitching, they have walked a total of 11 Yankees in this one. Absolutely phenomenal. Shang, the batter. 9 is going to be an in-play result, and that's going to be a fly ball into shallow center field. Shang is retired, brings up the pitcher, Bob Shockey. And Shockey is 1 for 2 with a RBI, a run scored, and a sacrifice. Johnson gets a sign, kicks, delivers. Tough swing and a miss. Johnson, his 4th strikeout of the game. So 2 down, back to the top of the order. Johnson is throwing some heat. He's just had a difficult time controlling it so far in this one. Fuster up. Johnson, ballpark result, and that's going to be a wheelhouse result for Fuster. Again, Fuster, not a big power hitter, but 37 or less. And actually, as I say that, Fuster takes that right down the line and left, wraps it around the foul pole. A 2-run home run. Yankees extend the lead to 12-0. A round tripper by Chick Fuster of all people. And he only had 1 of them in 1921. This is it. So 2 RBIs for Chick, and that'll bring up Peckinpah. Yankees running away with this. Tough result for Johnson, and Johnson's going to get out of the inning finally. That'll be a fly ball into center field. But the Yankees take advantage of Johnson's wildness to parlay a hit into 2 runs. We're through 6. New York 12, Washington 0. And Shockey. The Yankees bullpen have all put their jackets on and are out there bantering, knowing they're not going to be needed to pitch, as Duffy Lewis set to lead it off for the Sens. And in play result to Lewis, that's going to be a ground ball down to Peckinpah at short. Quick flip to Pip, and one down to start the seventh. Bucky Harris the batter. Harris today, 0 for 2, 2 groundouts. 5, and in play result to Harris, and 38. That's going to be a pop fly into shallow left field. Peckinpah, busy man this inning, makes a nice run and grab out there in front of Ruth. Whips the ball back in. 2 outs for Howie Shanks, Senators third baseman. Also 0 for 2 today, as many of the Senators are. That'll be an in-play result. And 66, fly ball to Ruth in left field. Ruth comes in, makes a running grab. Senators go quietly in the seventh. And it is time for our seventh inning fun fact. And as promised, I guess a slight commemoration of our pitcher Bob Shockey today. So prior to Yankee Stadium opening, which was in 1923, the largest attendance at a baseball game had been 47,373 paid fans, which was Game 2 of the 1916 World Series. So on opening day of 1923, which was April 18th, that record was shattered as 74,200 fans filed into the brand new house at Ruth built to see the Yankees play the Boston Red Sox. And the opening day was complete with John Philip Sousa leading the 7th Regiment Band, playing the national anthem, and New York Governor Alfred E. Smith throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Miller Huggins was not sure who he was going to start at the time and was so alarmed by the noise that the large gathering created that he selected Shockey, who was then a 32-year-old veteran, as his starting pitcher, thinking Shockey, due to his time in the league, would be able to handle the environment, and he did so quite well, actually. He completed the game, a 4-1 Yankee victory, and also singled in the first inning and scored the very first run in Yankee Stadium. Babe Ruth, of course, smacked, as is fitting, smacked the first home run as well. And Shockey later said that this game, despite all he had done in baseball, was the absolute greatest thrill of his life. So there's our 7th inning fun fact. And again, Matt, nobody was harmed or injured in the creation of this 7th inning fun fact for a change. So we get back to the ball game now. Definitely more fun than death by milk wagon for sure. So Ruth set to lead it off against the big train here in the 7th inning. And Walter Johnson, 89, and that could be a hit on Ruth's card. This time it's going to be a ground out, 4-3 on the putout. So Johnson still trying to find his bearings as well. He hasn't fared much better than the starter did in this one. And tough result to Wally Pipp, 74. That's going to be a ground ball down to short. And a nice play at shortstop by Frank O'Rourke, 2 down. And Johnson looking for something the Senators have not enjoyed since the first inning, and that's an easy inning for the pitchers. And he's going to come tough again, and 67. Musial, big swing and a miss. And that is why Bullet Bob leads the Yankees in strikeouts so far in this one, as the Yankees go in order here in the 7th. First time that has happened today as we head to the 8th inning. New York comfortably in control, 12-0. Shockey to face O'Rourke, Garrity, and the pitcher spot, Johnson. And I think Johnson is just going to ride this one out. And actually, we're going to the rare play chart, 00. So again, using the Glory Days baseball rare play chart, and we're going to have something for on Glory Days baseball this weekend, a little sample replay of the latest I guess, beta version, and I think I've dialed it into where I want it now, but we'll see what the feedback is. So nobody on. And going to the rare play chart, 21 and 21. Fan touches a long fly to right field wall in play. Umpire awards a home run. Are you kidding me? I guess my rare play chart has never seen the 10-foot fence at the Polo Grounds. But still, that is going to be home run awarded to Frank Rourke to lead off the 7th inning here. and probably should tailor a rare play chart more to this era of baseball. But Senators are on the board, 12-1. Patsy Garrity, the batter, and that'll be a tough result to Garrity. Garrity, swing and a miss. It's a little bit high. Garrity went after it, could not catch up. One down for the pitcher, Walter Johnson, who is going to finish this game out. And the Senators have cashed in their chips for this one. Patient result to Johnson. And 56, Walter. That's going to be a ground ball down to Aaron Ward at third. Nice play by the Yankees' third sacker. 2 down for Joe Judge. And Judge, 0 for 3 today. 2 ground outs to third and a strikeout. And tough, 58. And this time he gets a hold of that, puts it in play, drives it down the line in left field. Ruth on the run, reaches and snags it near the foul line. Side is retired, so the Senators get a run on a hit. Coming off the rare play chart, at least they're on the board. It is 12-1 heading to the bottom of the 8th. King Bodie set to lead it off, and ballpark result for Bodie, and that is going to be a wheelhouse result. And Johnson can be thankful that Bodie has no power. And 0-7, that is going to be a triple, though, as Bodie hits that into the vast expanse of the Polo Grounds center field. And he's going to get to third base easily on that to lead off the 8th as the hits just keep on coming. Aaron Ward up. Senators playing their infield at normal depth. They don't care at this point. 72, that is going to be a ground ball down to second base. That's going to get the run home. So 4-3 on a putout and an RBI for Ward. The Yankees lead at 13-2. Nobody on. 1 down for Wally Shang. And Shang's going to get another ballpark result. That's going to be wheelhouse. And Wally takes a mighty hot cack. And 85, that's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. That was right in the sweet spot, but Shang swung over the top of it. 2 down for the pitcher, Shockey. And in-play result for Shockey and 36. That's going to be a pop fly behind the second base bag. Ranging back to pull that in is Bucky Harris. So the Yankees get a hit and a run. As we head to the final frame in this one, it has been all New York, 13-1. And for the Sens, it will be Milan, Rice, and Duffy Lewis. And checking in at the chat, Al is disappointed there was no death in the fun fact, and Steeler fan points out they're all dead now anyway. So I guess you get a little bit of gloom and doom. And Tabletop Time Portal, welcome to the ball game, my friend. Looking forward to hearing about Glory Days baseball. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Like I said, I like the format I had with the contact before determining an in-play result, but led to too many dice rolls and kind of drug things out. So the version I've got now, it uses the very same mechanics. It still has pitcher-batter interaction, which I like, a little bit of ballpark interaction, but most importantly, 90% of the time, one roll is going to completely resolve the play, including the pitcher-batter interaction, and that's what I'm excited about the most. So, like I said, we'll see what the feedback is this weekend. So, here we go. Top of the 9th, Milan, Senators' last chance to stage an incredible rally. And if you are Fernando Tatis Jr. and playing on the Yankees here, you would swing for the fences in a 3-0 pitch because no lead is safe. But I think it's safe to say that the Yankees lead is safe here, as that is a ground ball down to second base. And Duke and Daisy agree. It's not over till the miniature pinchers sing, and they are in the background singing as up steps Sam Rice. And then in-play result, 43, Rice. And that is going to be a ground ball down to third base. 2 down as the crescendo builds. The barking dogs in the background ready to put a lid on this. Here we go. Duffy Lewis, last hope for the Senators. Tough. Lewis, 58, foul tip, and hung on to by Shang. Ball game over as Shockey ends it in style with a strikeout. And Bob Shockey, second great performance by Yankees pitching, a 4-hitter for Shockey as the Yankees pile it on, taking advantage of wildness by Senators pitching staff. which totaled 11 walks. The Yankees only got 10 hits. Our final line score: Senators 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Yankees 13 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Star of the ball game could be just about anyone in a Yankee uniform. And with 10 hits, nobody really stood out. We're going to go ahead and give it to Shockey with a fine, complete game performance, spoiled only by that rare play home run result in the 8th inning. So that's going to do it here from the Polo Grounds. The Yankees moved to 9-2 on the 1921 season. Appreciate everyone stopping by. And let's do a rundown. Matt Steeler fan 1933, and I will give you a buzz shortly, my friend. Robert from RGL 518. Check out that great channel. Got his 1994 replay, Giants and Rockies, on after this. Golden Eagle 1999. Thanks for stopping in. And of course, as always, my good friend Al, Red Sox fan. Check out that great channel if you have not already. Al does a great job announcing. Appreciate you joining us. And also Tabletop Time Portal, welcome as well. And let's wrap it up with a chat here. And that is all, folks. Duke and Daisy have spoken. And Duke, usually not one of the more vociferous of the two, but he joined in today. So hope you all have a great night. And until next time, Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. Keep rolling for the fences, y'all, and have a great evening. We'll see you. Take care.